What's up YouTube? Today I want to go over these Stinger aerators. I bought them this past spring. I've put 50 hours on each one of them about this spring and this fall. Kind of want to go over a few key points and exactly why I think they're the best on the market. I can also say that from experience. I've not just owned these. I have owned a landscaping company for 10 years. Got out of that. I do excavating now. But I kept aerating because you can make really good money. It's really only twice a year, but these have already paid themselves off in one year. So spring and fall. These were, I think, $14,000 each, somewhere around there. So it's a lot of money to come up with out of pocket up front, but if you can pay it off in 50 hours on each machine, it's a no-brainer. You can make a lot of money. Anyways, a few key points I like to go over. Your wheelbase on the back is 48 inches. If you want to do a lot of small backyards that have fences, most of the fences are either 48 inches, so you're going to be scraping on the way in. If a customer is fine with that, sometimes we even opt to take out a piece of like 8-foot fence if it's built out of 2x4s and picket fence. That's pretty easy. You can take that off and just put it back on in a couple minutes, or just get a smaller aerator. And Stinger does make a smaller walk behind aerator that would be perfect for that. It's self-propelled and everything. I just do so good with these. There's no reason for me to go out and walk behind something, and these are very, very fast and efficient. So you're 48 inches wide in the back. The tines on these are 30 inches wide, so your actual aerating path is 30 inches wide. So you do need to kind of lap over with one tire when you're going up and down, or just crisscross and you hit everything really well. The best thing about these is the drum where the tines are on, it's all hydraulically driven. There's no bearings, there's no chains, there's not even a grease fitting. Correct me if I'm wrong if someone's watching this, but I've looked this over for an hour trying to find grease fittings, and there's no grease fittings. So everything's grease, self-contained. There's no maintenance unless something completely goes out, other than your oil and stuff like that. What else? The seed boxes are amazing. They're electronic seed boxes. So I think the aerators are around like $12,500. These are around $1,500. They're worth every single penny. Few reasons why. So on my Ryan aerator, I had to mount a 2-inch hitch receiver on the front, and then I bought, it's probably $700 or $800, an actual spreader that I mounted on the front. It worked really well. It's just, it sticks out about 2 more feet, so out here. So there's less room on the trailer if you're trying to put more than 1 or 2 things. And then also when you get close to a corner, say you go to a corner and you want to turn, you're kind of missing that whole spot. So you got to go, turn, back up, drop the tines, so you get all of the yard for the customer. Also, it has a nice lid on it to where these things might sound, you know, small, but it's really a big thing if you've done this for a while and you figure out, wow, they really hit the nail on the head with this one. So you got a lid on there. This is completely waterproof. I just power washed these 5 minutes ago and get them ready, and I'm going to put them up for the winter time. There's not a drop of water, well, a couple little tiny drops because I was hitting it right here, but you can leave these outside. If it's raining on the trailer, you're not going to get, your seat isn't going to get wet, molded, stick together, and malfunction for you when it's trying to come out. So let's get a little bit closer on this real quick. Let's look at this one so that shadow isn't as much. So you can fit 1 full 50-pound bag of seed in here. Also, it comes with, let's see if you can see this, seed flow graph. So depending on rye, bluegrass, tall fescue, and fine fescue, you're going to want to put down more or less per 1,000 square feet, which is right here. And it's very easy to understand. So right now you're off. If you want to straight up turn it on, you can just turn it on. Say you're just seeding. So this is on all the time right now. Now I don't know if you can see down in here, but let me turn this on. Down here, there's your little holes that your seed comes out. So per the seed chart, if you turn this thing on, I'm going to go ahead and open up the little holes down there more and more. So, hold on. Yeah, that's all the way open. So it will close right away when you turn it off. So you're not going to lose out on any seed. So only time this little gate actually opens up is when you either turn it on or press the foot pedal. So let's go with that real quick. So you can either have this seeder on at all times, which we never do that. Or you turn it to automatic and say you want to be at 50. So here's your foot pedal to drop your tines on your aerator. Obviously the machine's not on, so it's not going to drop right now. But when I press this button right here with your foot, it turns on. Take your foot off, on, off. So when you're aerating, you have the option to have it completely off, to where you push the button, it doesn't do anything. So if you're not overseeing someone's yard and you just want to aerate, okay, go ahead and aerate. If you want to put seed out while you're aerating, which also saves you a lot of time, you can turn it on. All right. Now, I don't think that this is, it won't work without it on. So you have two different options of putting the tines down. I'll show you this one because I took this cover off to measure it for you guys. So we're going to go and start this in a minute. You have two different options. I'll try to talk loud, but I don't know if you'll be able to hear me. Okay, so you either have down, which puts the tines in the ground right away, if that's on, or you have up. So that stays up. When you press the button, right here at your foot, puts it down. I like this option a lot better. And that's how it pulls your plugs. So it's very easy to use. It's nice to have that option of putting it up and down, and then also with the seed spreader or drop spreader. So that way when you're going for someone's concrete, you're not putting holes in it and all of that. The setup right here is pretty straightforward. It's really nice. You can pull this choke. So right here, you can adjust how much PSI you want to go, how deep. So you can turn it up and you can turn it down. So that directly affects how much pressure is on the tines, pushing them up and down. So say your yard is really wet, you want to make the pressure a little bit lower. It'll still pull great plugs, but you don't want to pull the grass out and get, basically not get stuck, but it'll flip the grass up if you have it too much pressure. If you want to put the pressure down because it's wet, do that. If the ground's hard, put the pressure up. Pretty self-explanatory. Let me think here. That's about it. I mean, I guess we can look a little closer on this real quick, just in case no one's seen this. But like I said, my Ryan and Toro aerators, all this was, I think there was 2 chains on the outside, on both outsides of the tires that move the chain from a hydraulic motor up front, and then there was 2 chains on each side on the inside which move these tines. On every single tine, which there was like 10 of them on the back of there, there's bearings, like 4 bearings on each tine. Now all those are wearable parts. This doesn't have any of those wearable parts, which makes it really nice. Overall, it's the best machines I've ever had. Like I said, this isn't going to be something where you buy it and I bought them with cash because I had extra money and the tax write-off, and I was like, man, I'm just going to go ahead and buy the best one. I don't even do landscape anymore. I do excavating now, and drainage, final grades, hydro seeding, stuff like that. But if you're looking to buy something that you can make money every spring, every winter, and I would say you probably have a 50% return rate. There's a lot of customers that think you're going to aerate and overseed their yard and it's going to be 100% and just do great immediately. That's not the case. Everybody knows yards take years of work to get them to where you want them. So I do try to explain that to people. Sometimes people have me come out and they basically have a mud pit in their backyard and they think this is going to fix the problem. Well, I don't lie to them. I tell them, hey, like, this is going to help the ground breathe more oxygen, more water. It will give you a deeper root base, stuff like that. But it's not gonna seed your entire yard from scratch and have you have a nice green yard. So, anyways, hope this, maybe someone would watch this. I've seen a lot of videos, I know they just come out a few years ago, and I've seen some people post videos on them. They don't really go in depth of how the seed box works and the tines. It's a very easy machine. You could put someone on here in 5 minutes, they understand how to work it. So hopefully someone watched this. If you guys have any questions about anything or want measurements on anything, comment down below, and subscribe if you guys like to see stuff like this.